Ni aje msupa, karibu sana na kucheki. I hope umeprepare ngoma ya kurecommend. I also hope umeprepare, since you've seen the title, hebu recover your memories na notes za show ulikuwa last week, because that is what we're about to discuss here. But before that, kuwa na song recommendation ya Mother's Day na anza kukumbuka memories za show ya last week. Mr. Tall, Dark and Handsome, karibu sana. My company today ni a beautiful people. Mr. Tall, Dark and Handsome hapa alikuwa part of the show, so najua yeye amekuja kuona vile mtamdis leo kwa hii discussion, since tunaongelea show yenye alikuwa part of. Aende apatie team feedback. Leo atakuwa hater. Leo alikuwa part of the show. If anything, tuta hate on them for being part of the show, kama kuna vitu vya kuhate. Before to proceed, the usual. Bring that back.
The healing took signs, the healing took shakes, the healing took time, but the healing took place. Was healing through rhyme, healing through sex. Healing what's mine, I'll be healing what's next. The healing blew minds, then the healing grew legs. The healing knew why, the healing knew when. If the healing could mom, the healing would say, when the healing was fine, when the healing was said. The healing was science, the healing was religion, the healing was appliance, the healing was precision. The healing was acquired, but the healing was a given. The healing was quiet, the healing made me listen. The healing was fired, the healing made me glisten. The healing for the science, not the healing for the heathens. The healing from the Mayans, healing for the children. The healing took glass, the healing took clay. The healing took work, the healing took play. The healing took dirt, the healing took days. The healing took fast, the healing took praise. You healing who fast? Now I'm healing today. The healing was miraculous, the healing was mundane. The healing is a part of us, the healing is not gain. Healing ya myself, I run a healing ya my blame. Healing on the chakra, run a healing on the brain. Tantrum, toka zamani. Na come drum, weka toka the Johnny. I can't learn kama kosa sifani. You can't learn me toka jamani. Ni tantrum, toka zamani. Na come drum, weka toka the Johnny. I can't learn kama kosa sifani. You can't learn me toka jamani.
Kama kawaida, lazima tuanze by playing something for our Sunday session. Karibu sana to another Sanaa kwa Sanaa Sunday session. Shukran kwa kukuwa hapa. And for spending your time. Time is all we have. Apparently, spending your time with us. Kwa mara ingine, msupa nilikuwa nagotea earlier ni the one and only Viva. Na kama kawa tunashukuru Viva for being here, being a part of us. And showing support. Na pia the tall, dark and handsome man tulikuwa tunataja earlier, Mr. Black Boy, Abe mwenyewe. Shukran sana Abe. Leo Abe atakuwa professional hater juu alikuwa part of whatever we are about to discuss. So ni sisi tutahate on Abe and their team. So leo najua amekuja kucollect notes, apeane feedback on the other end. Asante sana to Abe for being here. And finally, at least for now, the other beautiful person mwenye ametujoin ni Babo. Shukran sana to Babo pia for joining us. Once again, familia ile iko hapa. Last week nilikuja hapa live peke yangu. Tuliambiwa tufanye live at ungodly hours. So since watu wenye nilikuwa nao last week kwa the show that we are about to discuss au kukuwa hapa, nilienda up nimekuwa peke yangu. So tulienda up tumekaa KNT after show, watu kuinteract. Then by the time I was getting home, nilikuwa hapa solo. So I think I started that live at 2 a.m. And yeah, who does a live at 2 a.m.? What am I trying to achieve by going live at 2 a.m.? Na nikianza nilisema I might end up being alone and the live won't be a long one, and that is exactly what happened. Nilikuwa najua after a show watu walifika makwao, maybe they needed to rest and recover from spending energies interacting na watu na being in public spaces. So nikajua nitabaki tu peke yangu hapa and that was the case. Only Colbert alijoin but briefly, and that was that. Nikasema we shall rain check on that conversation we have today, and here we are. Viva amesema ana reflect on how the show was, ajikumbushe because ametoka show ingine, tutampea time. Bwana tall, dark and handsome, sijui kama tutakubali your contribution. We shall weigh and figure that out. Then obviously Babu, our intellectual here, will lead the way and give us thoughts, sentiments, reflections kuhusu show. That was on 1st May 2022. Ilikuwa on a Sunday at the Kenya National Theatre. We were there for show ya Gufy, a performance showcase iliyoitwa Black Boy Joy. Hiyo ndio tuna discuss leo. Ilikuwa tuifanya last week since we were just from the show, but that wasn't possible. Pia ni poa ku have some time after the show, if you made any reflections, on how you're feeling after a week after everything happened, a week after watu wamesettle. Najua Mr. Tall, Dark and Handsome sikushoka bado ego yake imeshuka to where it is. Alimit na Babu outside of his space ya kuhate. Hata nimeisema na Babu pia akaisema. Babu nimeisema tu hivi, and that is the exact comment that Babu ametype. Walimit outside of his premises na hizi quarters, his space yetu ya kuhate. Walimit kwa different scene, a different space. So that was good for their relationship. Good for them, good for them. And also great for Abe's ego, because Babu alikuja show after I shared a post ya Abe on Facebook nikisema how Abe ataperform na band. So the fact that Abe alikuwa na perform ikatoa Babu kwa nyumba akakuja show. So before we get deeper, acha nisome comment ya Viva. Alikuwa anasema I am fresh from Jemedari's EP launch. Tutajaribu kukumbuka yaliyo ndwele. Najua nimeona umeshare Passion Juice and Jane, and nimekuwa surprised first juu sikuwa najua you are not a fan, but sikuwa najua unajua Jemedari na that akona a new EP because imetoka 2 days ago on Friday 6th May. Then sasa umesema umeenda show. Okay, interesting. Ilikuwa at Cheche Bookshop and Cafe. Jemedari alikuwa na launch EP yake Suits and Mics. So kuna Viva ametoka. Tuambie vile show ilikuwa pia Viva. Let us know how the launch was. So we'll wait for you to start hating as you remember yaliyo ndwele. Then nimeambiwa Atis ana threaten nywele yangu, sijui kwa nini. I thought tulimanizana kwa the other live. Why are you bringing these concerns here? Shida iko? Kunipatia threats bana. And then Babu akasema kiliandikwa na mention and I met Rogato. I was so excited, like super excited. So at this point najua Abe ana take notes, na part of that najua ataandika ni Babu was excited to meet me. Abe, feel free, boost your ego some more. Unaweza ongeza the number of days za your ego kubustiwa after a sold out show, na watu kukuambia you're the best and you're amazing. Viva, siko ubaya. I'm just saying. Yeah, after a week najua kuna ku settle to an extent. Abe, sijui kama it's the same for you a week after, since you are part of the performers. How is it on your end? Tell us good things about yourself. This is your chance. Tuambie vile umechochwa. Let us know how una feel a week after, how the week has been after the show. Tuambie. So Babu unapewa a lesson in memory na history hapo na Abe. Mmepatana lakini haukumbuki mlipatana wapi. So tutaanza tu na, so before tuendelee, nimesema the show ilikuwa at KNT Black Boy Joy, a showcase by Gufy, 10th showcase yake. One thing that ni admirable kuhusu Gufy na career yake na sana yake ni that amekuwa really consistent over the years. Nuko na 10 poetry showcases that requires consistency, a lot of verve, a lot of fortitude pia. The space we are living in haiallow watu wenye wanafanya spoken word kukuwa na that long of a career and kukuwa that consistent. Kuna a lot of issues, especially za resources za kuhold shows. Kuna a lot of issues regarding selling tickets and having people come to your show. Sasa imefika point Gufy ana sell out a show, ame sell out a number of his shows. Again, the consistency na ya kupush and the marketing too. And then spoken word is such a niche art form yenye si kitu kubwa kwa wasanii wengi who are doing the same art form but in different ways waweze ku sell out shows or waweze ku pull a decent crowd for them ku able ku break even after ku plan a show na ku market na ku pay for expenses. Si kitu rahisi kufanya, so ni one of the most consistent acts that we have, and the amount of also quality that amekuwa nayo kwa shows zake, unaweza argue pia that ana lead the pack. It's something that I would love to have a conversation about with him regarding consistency yake and the quality that amekuwa akiweka for these many years. Nimekuwa kwa a number of shows zake. I've gone to Home, which ilikuwa at Braeburn Theatre. I did not go for misimu both ya hapa na Nakuru. Kulikuwa pia na May I did not go for May yake na Becky Wairimu which rhymes na misimu. So Home, nimeenda Beneath the Skin in 2015 at Madaraka, ilikuwa yake na Rick's Poet. Then after Home ilikuwa 2017 at Braeburn Theatre. Kumekuwa na Going Gufy, which ilikuwa at MJC 2019 February. Then that same year kulikuwa na Midnight Kids in September at Gut before the world shut down the following year because of the pandemic. Then Black Boy Joy came through last week. So umekuwa kwa number of shows na nimeona consistency ile amekuwa nayo, and the quality too is a part of that. And one thing ni Gufy ame transcend Kenyan spoken word scene and ame go beyond, also thanks to being a videographer na able to create content for businesses and corporations and organizations. Ime put out his name, ime make more visible, and your audience ile imemjua for the past 2 or so years since amekuwa more consistent in it. Ime sprinkle over na ame bring to the spoken word scene. Hiyo ni something pia that imemsaidia na ni kitu that tunafaa kunote as well, which inaweza kuwa discussion point when we are discussing revenue sources or other art forms or other disciplines ama other activities that an artist anaweza partake, zile zinaweza bring in different audiences kwa kitu fulani yenye bado msanii anafanya. That is something that nimeona imework for Gufy well to a point. Ana sell out show yake and the place ilikuwa packed, kuna different people coming through, na pia kuona how the fans were receptive to the work and the show. A performance showcase kitu new at Gute alikuwa na other acts too, featuring other acts performing with them. Aliperform na Robbie pia alikuwa na set yake, aliperform na Tra pia alikuwa na set yake. Kando na hiyo, Tai ndio alihost pia hiyo Midnight Kids. Then kulikuwa na yeye performing pieces zake, some of those if I can recall a cappella. Kulikuwa pia na inclusion ya film, something that alifanya for Black Boy Joy kuipromote. Kulikuwa na those clips alikuwa anashare kwa Midnight Kids. Aliplay something that I played up last week, if you watched that live nikimaliza, in case you missed it. So yeye incorporate other art forms kwa kile alikuwa nafanya ni again tying into ni kusema story ya quality na yeye kuongeza value to craft yake, something that amekuwa insistent on na consistent about for a number of years. For Going Gufy at MJC alikuwa na perform na Spellcast, so hao ndo alikuwa na provide the music and not just working with a band. Ilikuwa something different that alifanya and something different for a spoken word act. Anajaribu vitu tofauti. This time alikuwa na half live and a band and vocalists. So kulikuwa na Chieng, kulikuwa na Jelsa as the two vocalists, kulikuwa na Eddie Seymour on the half live na on the acoustic guitar and the music direction, kulikuwa na Mathai Njama on electric na lead, and then kulikuwa na Wairishu on percussion na vocals. Gufy mwenyewe. Then the featured acts wali include Tai pia ali host this one. Then I'll get to Babu's comment. Kulikuwa na featured acts and the way walikuwa incorporated pia ilikuwa different as compared to how alifanya kwa Going Gufy at MJC yenye Abe alikuwa featured, the only act who's featured twice kwa show za Gufy, and vile Robbie na Tra walikuwa featured and incorporated kwa Midnight Kids, Gufy and the Midnight Kids. So hapa kulikuwa na Slim Shaka doing his amazing job, kulikuwa na Abe pia doing his job Mr. Tall, dark and handsome, and kulikuwa na Kaesa pia as part of the acts, who I think piece yake ya kwanza I think and nini dressing yake ilikuwa in memory of the late Sheila Lumumba. And just speaking about this and this country, this horrendous country of ours, kuna an article I came across on Twitter by someone, I think, is it Clay Mugenda? The second name I could be wrong. Kuna article nilisoma. Hey, I'm telling you. Acha nisiende huko. So Kaesa ali dedicate I think the first piece, na pia akasema vile alikuwa amedress ni in memory na also a dedication of that to Sheila and tying it into that, and ando alikuwa the featured act. So the way in which they came into the entire performance ilikuwa different. Also the vocalists Sanaa or rather Achieng, and then also na Eddie wali perform pia in between the entire show, walikuwa na songs zao ambazo wali perform, so ilikuwa arranged differently. Gufy pia ilikuwa styled pale na Brian Babu, so kuna an elevation ukiangalia the execution of the show. So kwanza ndasoma comments then tuendelee, na John nimepitwa na kadhaa. Haya, everything has settled ish for me. This is from Babu. Still after an entire week I still wanna fight that MC like meet him for and whoop his motherfucking ass. Your ass iko in caps na imespesiwa. Then Viva says, Babu, me and you both. So kuna vita hapa na MC who ni Tai. As we were walking home, I won't mention names and incriminate watu, or I should. We are here for chaos. If you're a Sanaa follower, unajua chaos is our language. But kuna mtu alikuwa anasema, I think this is what Babu na Viva wana refer to, hapendangi when comedians wana host shows za spoken word, and mostly ni because of the transitions. Since you have to keep the show going, or at least how most MCs approach these shows, you have to make people entertained and you have to make people laugh. So the risk here ni una end up una water down pieces zile mtu ametoka tu kuperform previously. Hiyo ndio kuwa challenge ya ku MC shows za spoken word when you have to come in between pieces and introduce the other act. Hata kani open mics, kuna piece mtu anataka kufanya, and so it places you as an MC kwa hiyo space, and now you have to know what to do. You have to understand your trade, and you have to know how to maneuver, when to possibly incorporate jokes na create a light moment, and when not to. Lakini a majority approaching na hiyo idea, you have to entertain people in between, make them laugh, keep the show going in that manner. Sasa nilikuwa nasema, nani alikuwa anapewa hapa story, Babo na Eb anasema, I have an interesting story. I was going through some of my photos and I realized we have a photo together, or rather we were in a photo together. I'll send it your way. And this was way before our official face-to-face last week. I nilikuwa nasema sasa ati sasa anaweza kuambia ati vibes and chakras. Ati Baba anasema, I felt your chakra and I had a feeling that we've met before. Vitu gani hizi Baba? So Baba anasema that show was too well executed for an MC that lacked depth, range, girth, or even the kindness to hold the kind of emotions that show had. This is very interesting. This is very unaweza chukua screenshot ya hiyo comment ya Babu. So it calls to question and builds upon kile nimetoka tu kusema some moments ago. Na nilikuwa nasema also after while we were walking to town, nikiwa na Mr. Tall, Dark and Handsome here, one of the beautiful people wenye kwa live this evening, ni that kuna sentiment ile Gufy alisema kuhusu how director wake alimwambia sionge between sets, na nilikuwa naambia Abe, if I was also directing that show, that would have been me. And we delve into it tukiona Abe na Slim Shaka because of what those breaks does as far as the show iko concerned, na we kukuwa in this world ya a performance na zile emotions zile the act ana create. Nimepata the chance ya ku creative direct a show apart from my own, but in 2017 ku create the concept, ku direct how the pieces itaandikwa, ku direct how the show itakuwa executed, the entire concept and execution without a trace ya Dofan in 2017, whom I have worked with before but not kwa your capacity. So the idea and the approach that nilikuwa nayo ni, this is a show that does not have an MC. My thought inakuanga MCs, they break the flow, especially when shows ni conceptual. If a show is conceptual and nataka from start till the end equal one stringed idea, I don't need an MC to break this at any point in time. Maybe kwa intro na kwa outro una welcome watu, unawapea house rules, and mwisho kwa vote of thanks na kukod the team back on stage. Apart from that, and even though pia brain yangu who approach execution ya shows, kama ni ya concept tunashughulikia, hatutaki to break at any point in time. And I am also a big fan of soaking people in emotion. And if I want to soak you in happiness na joy, if I want to suck you into rage, if I want to soak you into sadness and let's wallow together kwa grief, if this is what we want to do, I will go all the way. If I am writing, if I am performing, if I am directing. So sitakuwa na breaks anywhere katikati, tutakusuck in. in and you will soak together with us. So whenever even an artist, another thing I'm not a fan of, the artists introducing themselves and speaking before, that's me before performances, especially when they go on and on. You sometimes hiyo kuongea pia it creates a rapport kati yako na audience. I'm not just here kukuja kuperform and I am an act, I am a performer. Na create your rapport kidogo, tukiongea, I can make a light joke, I can make a sentiment regarding anything, then to get into the performance. That is very much okay. Lakini if pay depends on what you are performing and how you want them to get into your piece. So si ati kuna one size fits all, but the thought ni if kuna an MC or even an act who will keep speaking in between, you are reminded, it's just a show, it's just a performance, tume break ile thought tulikuwa nayo, ile feeling tulikuwa nayo. But if you want, unataka let's go there completely, then sometimes ni also fiti kujaribu kukill the MCs na kukuwa na that act as an intermediary, or kuambia timu yako, if you're starting to perform, we just perform, we'll introduce ourselves tukimaliza, don't speak to anyone, let's not do any of that, start, do your piece, let's go, vitu kama hizo. So sentiment ya Babo imenikumbusha these things and the conversation tuli have nikiwa na Eb na Slim Shaka. So hizi ndio stories zao za chakras. Babo anaambia Eb, I suspected. So your vibe, your chakras, your energies, your aura, the frequency you are operating on and vibrating in, when we met was so familiar, like I've met you in previous lives. I want to see that photo. Was it in 2018 or 2019? Then namwambia 2021, actually last year. Yes, my battery is at 47%. And then Kaitisa may come through. So DMB pia nakucheki man, shukran sana. IG nakwambia. IG nakwambia. So Babu alisema I attended Misimu and Going Gufy. Also Misimu is another thing. And when we sit and reflect kuhusu career ya Gufy, akona so many plaques to receive. Vitu zile amefanya. Misimu is one of those. This is back in 2016. Before it became a show, before it was an EP, because I have an album, I have it here, I've once showed it kwa hizi lives. Vile Misimu ili go outside of him and ili involve other Kenyans, where wali come na wakatell their stories, wakashare Misimu zao and their life experiences. To this date, you can just go to Facebook and type #Misimu. Utaona watu wakishare their life experiences. Ilikuwa such an engrossing and eye-opening moment kuona experiences za watu and kucreate your space yenye iliallow watu kushare. That is something that was magical too. So yeah, Gufy akona plaques kadhaa. Going I'm trying to think if Babo alikuwa on the counter for Going Gufy, ama that was another show. Is it the one, Babo? So ilikuwa atakuwa open mic. Once this live is over or when Koda's battery fails, atatumiwa picha. Manze ikizima ni sawa, ushai preempt. I did perform at Going Gufy, so maybe there is that too, possibly. I wrote about Going Gufy. nimekumbuka I was also there for inaitwaje issue, ilikuwa haikuwa show but ilikuwa for Love and How It Comes, ilikuwa listening party. Najua pia alikuwa na another living room session, so amefanya vitu. Abe, I have seen you. I performed at the one at BIEA, British Institute. How do you report alive? Kuna hiyo option unaweza ukifinya hizo ni hapo tatu utakuwa fina kureport. Ikiongelea chakra zenu, claim Uganda, yeah, the audacity, I'm telling you, human beings are stupid, very stupid. IG flagged the ass comment, so I had to. Come in Instagram iko na ufala. So baba anaongelea Tai, anasema he could have just held space without watering down individual pieces, then call them dark humor. I roll to the gates of hell. Walai, when he was talking to Abe, I wanted to fuck him up on his behalf. Now, that was inaitwaje, an intriguing idea, and Abe alitupatia some background on it, how alikuwa anataka ikuwe with the concept of a tonight show, but importantly ni how the start of the conversation was humorous, just them discussing stories are being told dark and handsome and having humorous sentiments hapo ndani, and kuimake lighter. And then once kulikuwa na question kuhusu experience ya Abe living in this country, being a South Sudanese, a language that he doesn't speak because it doesn't exist. Before I get into that, or when he got into that transition and how it became grave and made people listen to the story and think, how to set up the conversation and the piece na humor, nilipenda the technique. Another thing that I noted na Gufy's writing, which is specific to him, nikicompare na other spoken word acts and other people wenye wanakuanga na showcases, Gufy manages to have one-liners that are humorous, and for a moment kwa hiyo piece it takes you to a lighter note. Hata ka piece ni sad, just a line or two here and there, kama ni a pun in between or wordplay or something just light as a sentiment or as a line, there's a way in which ukiangalia kwa a grand scale, it's a beautiful technique ya kuplay na psychology na kuplay na emotions. So switching, we are one moment sinking kwa your desolation, and then just one line that we can laugh about, then you bring us back. It's an interesting technique to explore in writing. So Babu alikuwa anasema alikuwa anataka kufuck up Tai on behalf of Abe. Unajua pengine nani naitwaje? Eba tuambie. Viva, what about you kuhusu the show? Umechimba from your memories. Give us your sentiments kuhusu. regarding anything really. Babu says Rasamore could have been the best person to do the thing. He was really into it. So hiyo kuwa na hizo interludes na intermissions, because kuna before a perform, usually perform twice the entire night. Before afanye ngoma zake aliambia waseo big up Gufy, then pia introduce kazi ili ilikuwa anaenda kufanya. Then once for Achieng, then the second time I think walianza tu wenye they just cued themselves na wakaanza kuplay when Achieng aliperform ngoma yake ya pili. So naona K9 ako hapa, and sijui if that's something that you think about or concerns you with emceeing shows generally, whether ni a performance showcase, a concept showcase, an open mic. Do you think or do you feel anyway kuhusu kazi ile MCs hufanya? How do you think they should approach emceeing shows and introducing other acts? It's a trade that you need to learn ujue vile utamaneuver really. Okay, namtaja alafu anauliza, you guys are not throwing shade today. Just scroll kwa comments zako huko juu uone maoni za babu. Scroll huko juu. Your comment here, that show was too well executed. Or uangalie eba kidis battery yangu ajui tunaishi Islands bana. K9 na Eb mongelea shade. Tunaweza pia kumbuka that the great Slim Shaka alikuwa na piece ya The Magic of Sunday Night Football. I learned K9 had a hand in that, you know. Minimum information. But the reason I'm bringing this up ni, you know, kuna particular team that K9 na Eb wana support. Na DMB pia. My brethren. Natumai mko sawa kwenye mko. Natumai mko sawa kule mko. We are condoling with you, my brothers. Babu anasema msimu, on the time everyone was just talking. It was so epic. Yes, I really loved the idea. Eb's concept was amazing. Ty's engagement was lacking. It's like he could only jibe. Babu anauliza Manu. Babu, it's that one. Eba sikuambia ati team Kenya. Niyo Manu. Alafu Acha tu. It's that one. Eb, K9, DMB. Tunatumai mnaendelea vyema. We hope there is something that is soothing your hearts. Easy time. Watu tafuta vitu za kujikonsole nazo. Ka comment ya DMB hapa, you know. Lazima utafute ways za kujikonsole bana. No K9, no you are not. Don't get it misconstrued. Do not get it misconstrued. The only famous person hapa ni Eb. Eb amekuwa famous, Eb yake imepanda. Eb ametuambia before muone kwa our next reviews of videos itakuwa tumepanda mlima if at all. So Abe amekuwa famous na bei yake imepanda. Nimemuuliza Abe pia how wiki yake imekuwa after the show and the activities zimesettle down. Same to AK9, how do you think MCs should be handling shows? And if you're a fan of MCs who are comics and comedians and how they tie together. No pun intended. Nini shows na pieces za wasanii ama different acts. So Abe amekuwa famous. Same to Slim Shaka, wamekuwa famous. So, bei imepanda for them. Their lights are shining bright. They're shining brightly on, bright on. Oh. So now, niaje hivyo, shukran sana kwa kutujoin. Mara ya kwanza man, easy my time. It's a minute to midnight. Shukran sana Yvonne. So, with Abe being famous, with Slim Shaka being famous, nilisema how Gufy ametranscend spoken word. One thing that ni a blessing to the acts wenye walikuwa pale ni the fact that kulikuwa na other acts, right? And these other acts and Gufy incorporating other people kwa hii show ili shine a light on them. Hata towards the end, nakumbuka akisema wase wa spoken word are putting in the work na anafanya kazi fiti, so if you get a chance ukiona posters changamkeni endeni kwa shows zao. So with that kulikuwa na mazungumzo niliyokuwa nayo after the show na Uber tukisema that it's a beautiful thing but now the quality has to be upheld. Hiyo standard not to your level yenye Gufy amekuwa nayo na ku sell out show na kufanya a full production, lakini lazima tukuwe na a level where tuna hold each other accountable, which is something that it's part of our job description here at Sanaa kwa Sana. Our work is to hate on artists, so we've been doing this before our conversation na Uber last Sunday. So tuko ahead of the curve, we're doing the work already, but the point ni ndio mtu akiona poster ya any spoken word act na aende, inaweza kuwa msee ameenda show alafu the show is horrible and the quality is terrible, kama ni quality ya production na execution na writing. So what we have to do ni kukuwa very honest na accountable when people are doing shows, when people are performing, na kuambia how to raise the standards, ndio hiyo conversation iendelee. And place tunafaa kuanzia ni kwa ni open mic. Hapo ndio tunafaa kuanzia. I think it's the only spoken word show I go to, but not frequently. I go there with agendas. In the times nimeendanga huko. Is Viva still here malitoka? Bado Viva yuko. Viva unakumbuka nini? That tall person na ile piece yake that just spoke about everything and nothing at the same time. And kuna time Kafura na Babo walimtaja hapa, sikuwa namjua. Then kuna hii time I went to Kwani na nikamuona kwa stage. Nakwambia tough times, huku ndo tunafaa kuanzia kwanza. So hata nisome comments before tuendelee, but nilikuwa nasema the featured acts Limshaka, Abe, Rasamor, Mathai, Wairishu, Achieng, Jelsa. I hope nimetaja kila mtu. I hope. Or Kaesa, Slim na Abe, which I feel ni were mentioned before. But them being featured and Gufy could transcend, watu wengi sana hawakuwa wanawafahamu na what they do. People came to watch Gufy. Then unakuja unapata kuna entire band in other featured acts. And it's an amazing thing that kuna more eyes on them. And hopefully that translates in various ways for the acts when walikuwa featured. Which reminds me, we should also talk about Kenyan audiences. Besides kuongelea kazi za wasanii na kuwa hold accountable, Kenyan audiences ni watu wengine wenye tunafaa kuongelea sana. But for the featured acts na the entire band, more eyes on them, that is an amazing thing for their careers. And you could tell obviously because as watu wanajua spoken word, they're not part of the community as far as out being fans or being conversant na the different performers. So ni muhimu na ni fiti that will get to experience wasanii wengine. So now let's catch up. Start on easy excuses. Nairobi Sonic ni aje? Nimekuwa na first timers, which is amazing. So Shukran sana Nairobi Sonic for being here. Babu anasema, then after Achieng's performance, which I wanted to highlight, I really was pissed at how he handled that moment. It felt like he was trying to get rid of the uncomfortable feeling that came with that piece. Nimesema, either I'm part of a show and I'm performing, or I'm part of the team that is directing or producing it. Whichever feeling tunapursue, we will go all the way. Tutaenda all the way. And one of my disappointing moments ilikuwa after hiyo nini ya Achieng, or rather the most disappointing one for me ilikuwa hiyo. That one. Juu I was reflecting on it. I think this week, maybe a day after the show or two, I was running through the moment kwa akili yangu nikikumbuka and niki-imagine if I was the MC, how I would have gone about it. Nikikumbuka pia Kaesa akidedicate. Najaribu kumbuka the exact phrase yenye Kaesa alisema. Juka alisema not a revolt. Not this is in revolt upon or in support. Kuna a particular term alisema that vile amevaa ama ni in solidarity with Sheila Lumumba. Kuna rarely phrase, but thinking about peace ya rather dressing ya Kaesa and opening ya ye ku get into peace yake, na pia kuongelea kuto gender clothes juu nguo hazina gender, na ndio maana nasema human beings are stupid people. Nguo hazina gender. And Gufy pia kuna the opening piece yenye ilikuwa kuhusu things you 5 watt 4 days, 3 colors, 2 seasons, 1 life. So kwa hiyo piece akiongelea colors zile anapenda, apart from kuongelea blue na green, kuna line alisema although amevaa green, favorite color yake ni pink, na every time anasema hivyo tunamuuliza are you straight enough, isn't that girly? So kitu kama hiyo. Any human beings human beings also pia wana attach, right, vitu ka gender to colors. We've gendered clothes, we've gendered colors, tumegender language, tumegender almost everything. But the point here, Achieng aliperform, and I'm just looking at East Strand, the things that zimekama kwa performances, kama nimeongelea kuhusu what Gufy alimention, then performance ya Kaesa na outfit yake, and then now Achieng. First of all, I even told Achieng this after performance, najua umeisikia sana, but you are phenomenal, extremely phenomenal. What Achieng did on that stage, nothing short of that. So kuna ngoma Achieng aliimba before piece yake ya pili that came towards the end, and outside of ye kuimba the choruses na kuharmonize kwa pieces za Gufy. Nimesahau the title of the song, but ilikuwa something to do with not call me nitakimbia, and the context ni how if you're not privileged, if you're not part of the male privilege, by virtue of identifying or being male, wewe ni of a lesser tier kwa humanity. And then if you're coming from violent states, violent countries, and generally the human species, which is very violent, if you're non-male, kile Achieng alikuwa anatukumbusha na akisema this is for my fellow women, ni that you are living in constant risk, and you have to constantly be vigilant about your surroundings, be vigilant about everything and every space you're getting into. This is a reality that they are living in on a daily. They constantly have to think about, na constantly wanaishi in fear of what can happen to them any moment. And so Achieng akatupea the intro to the piece na akaimba, then also they have to constantly check up on each other. Ni uko wapi, if they're taking an Uber, a Bolt, wakiwa on their way anywhere kwa matatu, constantly lazima wambie best yako or whoever kwa life yako, naelekea place fulani, nimefika place nilikuwa naenda safe. Ukiwa kwa your Bolt or your Uber, unashare pin with someone, and in reality ile wanaishi in constantly. So Achieng akatupatia the premise of piece yake na akago ahead kuimba the song akisema call me, nitakimbia kukuja kukuwa nawe na kukukonsole and be there for you my friend, na kuencourage other women to do the same. Na alisema hizi ni vitu zile they alisema the need, sijui alisema ni the need, but you constantly check up and inform your friends kule huko na umefika safe. They need to do that, but it doesn't have to be like that. There's a statement alisema that was profound, which is true. They do not have to live like that. And akaperform this song kuhusu beste yake who met someone else, but the information and the details zile alishare kuhusu this person whom they met zilikuwa scanty. And then Achieng akakuwa alarm, let me know if you're safe, let me know who this person is whom you're seeing, something else that they do because of safety, not their security, which is horrible. And with details being scanty about this person that besti yake alikuwa amejua, they went and hanged out, and unfortunately get murdered, assaulted na murdered. I think and kuna hiyo reality, and then akasema aliona kwa news the information that msichana mwingine amebakwa, and now that reality settling in for yeye ka friend and the family being called. The annoying, the frustrating, and the saddening fact, this is not just a fictional song. It could be, but in reality ya watu in this country of ours and the world at large. That piece, that song was profound and in-depth and poignant. It also demands that same gravity after the performance. It put us on the edge. It reminds us of easy, atrocious acts. And after that piece, we needed that moment to just sit and reflect and sit and reflect, na tusijaribu kudilute kile imehappen. However, when Ty come through after performance ya Ching, Ali make a joke, and immediately that shifted na audience ikacheka. That took away from that moment and from what had just been performed and from what Achieng had just performed on stage. That could have been handled differently. It didn't need dilution or diversion. Tumesema tuna hold wasanii accountable, ndio standards zikuwe upheld. So apart from artists, wanaume, we also need to hold each other accountable. Sisi ndio perpetrators of violence in the spaces we are in. Sisi ndio tunaumiza watu, sisi ndio tuna assault, tuna harass, sisi ndio tunaua watu. So we need to hold each other accountable in a myriad of ways, and hilo ni jukumu letu sana. niko na after Nairobi Soni kwa kuja tu akaamua kunyamaza, akaamua kunisikiza. So niko na comments chache apart from DMB kuongelea vile wako na amesaya na wana learn patience kujitetea, na K9 kusema tunamwongelea kwa show ya Gufy, mi kusema watu wako famous ni kina Eb Babo ameambia anunue kahawa. Amjaidai kahawa yenu. K9 alisema MC ananga shida, ni vile hawezi bamba kila mtu. Eb akasema I'm only doing reviews with Sennheiser mics. Is that how it's pronounced? And the room temperature has to be regulated constantly. Ulituambia so room temperature, we hopefully shall adhere to that. Also, can't be doing reviews in one place. Management will reach out. Bei imepanda. Please soon, before this show money depletes. Wende kahawa yake na Babo. So my sentiments za show ziko kwa my latest post. If you can pull it up, so to pull up post ya Eb. Hii niliona bana. I want another one, not this one. Anyway. And Babu is not here. Babu ameenda. This is specifically for Babu. Kuna comment hapa dhara nimekumbuka wenye nimeopen post that Eb ali make. But si ati Babu pia si fan of the item sana siku hizi. So Eb uko safe regardless of kusema utampeleka date for the same. So K9 amesema pesa kidogo, Eb ashaanza kufanya technical rider yake ndio afanye appearance kwa sana. Man, even though Eb anatupeleka technical rider ndio make appearance kuhate on wasanii. So ini post ya Eb kwa account yake, check out the superstar who's Eb. Alisema the introspection that goes into the creation of some of these pieces can be excruciating and for the most part unfulfilling. Obviously expect Eb to start a vote of thanks in that manner. Bodo tells me it shouldn't be, and while I don't enjoy the process of creating, occasionally the applause can be gratifying. We obviously know Eb is in this business for ego boosts. Sunday was one of those occasions. I think I'm brilliant. Gufy certainly thinks so too. Probably more than I do. I'll forever be grateful. Gufy, thank you for letting me grace your stage. Twice. Black Boy Joy na Going Gufy in 2019. And for believing in me. Black Boy Joy was some show. Alright. Edit. I know I'm brilliant. CC Ngati alikomenta akamwambia edit suggestions, change think to know. Kwa hiyo statement I think I'm brilliant. If self-sabotage doesn't have its way, we know it will. I'll have a show of my own soon. Hopefully you will share the experience with me. For now, I'll drown in your eulogies. I'm telling you. Hii ndio statement nilikuwa nasema ni ya Babu. Coffee is overrated. Arigato. That is Bwana Eb mwenyewe, le superstar, chilling pale kwa stage, doing their thing. Tall, dark and handsome. So mko na any other sentiments kuhusu hii stuff yenye tunaongelea leo? Nimetaja execution ya Half-Life. I do think Sijui kama kuna any other spoken word act amefanya a half live show. None that I have been to. Najua time spoken word ilianza ku explore na ku grow, people had bands accompanying them on stage. It became a thing. It also became a thing kuona watu na a guitarist kando yao ataka hawafanyi much. So ilikuwa a sort of renaissance kwa the scene. Half live sijaiona yet, nimeiona na musicians, si wengi pia huifanya. I know MDQ has done half live, Juliani has done half live, Fee amefanya half live, au ndo wanaweza kumbuka sahi. So kuona Gufy kufanya half live na spoken word and having those aspects kwa production ni something pia vile nimesema that adds on to yeye kujaribu vitu vipya kwa show. Some reggae hapo, some grooves that were funky, some jazzy production arrangements. Zilikuwa different. Na alikuwa na sets 4, a total of 9 pieces. The first set had 3 and all of these sets zilikuwa na different outfits. Unaweza check accounts za Gufy muone outfits zile Brian Babu alimstyle nazo na mapetko mkononi. And vitu ka reflecting on death na loss ni kitu imekuwa kwa kazi za Gufy a lot. Even when I reviewed Love and How It Comes, it's something that I highlighted. Hiyo ni album yake, it's there. Hapa hivi ilikuwa all through vitu za politics and state yetu ya governance is another thing that you're concerned about. Artistry yake na poetry, another thing. Reflections on love and relationships ni other concerns katika kazi ya Gufy. Also pia love in the filial manner, apart from romantic love, then also self-affirmations. The last set ilikuwa na Black Boy Joy, where the show title came from, or vice versa. Then kulikuwa na Last Supper, sema he's not just a man. So kujichocha, kujigamba, hiyo ili close the show. Ilidunga very flashy and flamboyantly. Irauka alikuwa na an edit ya how the last set ingekuwa executed, key production, and time yenye Gufy aliingia stage. I wish Irauka angekuwa hapa pia tuambie kuhusu show na experience yake. Viva nika akumaliza kudig memories akamoto ataka ama tumepea Viva ni background kaya podcast akifanya kazi. Amekuwa ka Hazel whom we always give background akisoma. So in between those poems na performances ndio Slim Shaka alikuja after the first set ya 3 poems. Kulikuwa pia na hiyo reference ya Love and How It Comes akiongelea a Sunday night, Sunday football night, the magic of Sunday night football, yes, which DMB ni hiyo ni piece unafaa kusikia, sijui utaipataje but the execution ilikuja after opening ya Gufy. After that tukaenda into conversation ya Tai na Abe, then other performances kina Ching, kina Amor, then Kaesa baadaye, then in between those sets za Gufy pia hivyo ndo show ilikuwa executed. Na kulikuwa na a link that unge pick. Sasa nisome comments za Abe, then tunaweza penda our recommendations. Then tutoke hapa. Recommendations za leo nilipost kwa my story maybe around 8 pm. Nilikuwa nataka zikuwe recommendations za Mother's Day, so songs za motherhood ndizo nahitaji for today. But before that, tusome comments za Abe finally. Mwenye ameitisha technical rider, mwenye ametupea technical rider ndo pia kwa next reviews. Sunday ilikuwa such a high for me, alafu Monday nilikuwa like that's it. Yes, that's it. Life has to go on like Sunday didn't happen. That's why I don't like creating. Going back to kile Eba alisema kwa hiyo post yake. Six months of writing, and for what? 2 minutes? 6 months and 2 minutes, eh? I want to make a sex joke regarding that. Nitachana tu na for 2 minutes on stage. Tumekuwa na conversations na Nairobi, who is and has been a huge supporter wa Sanaa kwa Sana, na amekuwa na sisi kwa a number of lives before. Shout out to Robi, alifanya MWE na sisi. Shout out to Robi. Omongena Robi about this. Writing means having to force yourself to relieve moments zenye si worth it. Roller coaster of emotions zingine si healthy. Performance art is such an intriguing form of expression, and very layered and intricate. Anyway, am I going to do it again? Heck, yeah. The applause was beautiful. My ego loved it, of course it did. Show soon, maybe. Those ni sentiments kutoka Abe. Tungeleta Gufy hapa atuambie kuhusu hii show na tumuulize maswali. But hizo ni perspectives za Abe, who was featured. Sasa tungoje show ya Abe, whenever that shall be. With that being said, tunaweza peana our recommendations, our song recommendations. Hold conversation. We should. We really should. Nilikuwa na Gufy on Thursday for show ya Jumadi at the Alchemist. Nilimshow before you show. Hata possibly was it last year? Because issue ilikuwa happen 2021 May, then October, then it may happen in 2022 May. I think possibly this year. after one of our nini Saturday games, mwambia we show yako sasa itabaki umepatia Sanaa kwa Sana nini, backstage access or VIP tickets and what not for us tukuje, we do our thing. That never happened. Hata tukumpea quotation ama technical rider ka Abe, not at all. Abe after let's just relive this moment, since tumongela ku relive moments sai. K9 amesema pesa kidogo, Abe ashaanza kupeana technical rider yake ndio afanye appearance kwa Sana. So Abe's technical rider ilikuwa Sennheiser mics, and the room temperature has to be regulated constantly. Also, can't be doing reviews in one place. Management will reach out. Say that tukupea Gufy technical rider, tukupea Gufy quotation, ilikuwa tu tupati backstage access, ama VIP tickets, just VIP access, and that's just it. Gufy ni nani? So saya angekuwa maybe na a video on the Sanaa kwa Sana channel, angekuwa na an interview ya before na after show, angekuwa na an article on the blog, yani lakini who is Gufy? Gufy asha make it anyway, haitaji Sanaa kwa Sana. Sanaa kwa Sana unajua ni a very unknown platform. Sanaa kwa Sana ni watu fulani tu wenye wanadhani wanafanya kazi ya kusaidia jamii, lakini DMB anasema writing means having to force yourself to relive moments zenye sio worth it. Interesting sentiments right there. Huku tuko na intellectuals bana. intellectuals. The performance art ni kitu layered. Even looking at one of the conversations after show ya Gufy from people outside the theater after the show, and hata after piece yake yenye ilikuwa kwa set number 3 na kwa medunga white, kwa hiyo set ya 3, hiyo opening piece yenye ilikuwa kuhusu kifo na experience yake na death ya best yake wakiwa watoi, and bringing that to ku lose the father, something that nimesema ameongelea kwa his previous works a lot, and death imekuwa part of Gufy's discography. Then looking at kifo cha Dan Nyacharo, so looking at that and looking at that piece and how ilifanya watu wahisi after that, then yeye pia kuiongelea after the show, na I think ilikuwa on Facebook alisema ilikuwa the last sad poem atawaiandika. On Thursday though nilimwambia I saw that post but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. How life goes, I don't think it will be. But watu walikuwa nasema ili trigger hisia kadhaa within them, and watu walilia as well after your performance. It brought out such in-depth feelings na emotions within, in and from people. So looking at such performances in such pieces, hata kwa an artist, sometimes ukiangalia someone might want you to perform such a piece or such a song, but you have to take yourself back to that state, and maybe you are no longer there, moving whatever time they let you, they'll ask you to do a particular piece of yours or a particular song. Maybe utaki kutap into hizo emotions once again. Now that's the thing with performance art. Hata for musicians and singers, kuna songs that maybe you wrote ukiwa in what people refer to as dark places, and tapping into the same energy for a performance and na kuiridu doesn't make you feel good, and inafanya ukuwe na hisia zile hutaki kupitia mara ingine, hutaki kuhisi, hutaki kuexperience. And so looking at that experience for those pieces that are drenched in desolation, feelings za sadness, and walking down those dark paths and situations, inakuanga something that wasanii hupitia. And you pia sometimes, if you're doing that again, you'll have to relieve that. And this is just speaking about reliving moments, and not necessarily that they're not worth it, but just reliving moments as a performer and tapping into certain experiences and certain spaces kwa brain yako na bring out hizo emotions once again, for people who want to perform those pieces, or for yourself when you want to perform them again. It's something also for battle rappers that nimeona wakiongelea. When you have to battle someone, you have to put yourself in that space ya rage, in that space ya kutaka kuwa demolish as an opponent. And sometimes it could be maybe ni mtu unajua and you have to go there with them, or it could just be hauko in your space but a battle comes through, and for whatever reasons na circumstances umeamua kuichukua, but hauko kwa hiyo space ya kutap into your energy ya kuface opponent wako. It's something intricate na layered, but intriguing to think about kuja kwa performance art. For Abe ni hiyo story ya having kukaa na kucreate for months and months and months for a 2 or 3 minute piece, and then umemaliza and so sasa all of that for a 3 minute piece we are done. Or kupanga show for several months for an hour to imeisha hivo. We spent resources, we spent energy kutap into whatever we had to tap into kuperform, and that's just it. So inaweza kufanya ufeel vile tu Abe anasema. And that's art. Same also for performance art, same for battle rap again. And now this is different ukicompare na spoken word, poetry, ukicompare na singing, na musicians, instrumentalists. For battle rap, regardless of the amount of time we may spend, if I am battling DMB and tumeprepare, tumeandika hizi bars which nani nimekumbuka DMB alikuwa na sit for a sketch battle kati ya Roger na Irauka kwa my other account on one of the Freestyle Friday sessions, number 48. I am battling DMB, tumeprepare, tumeandika for weeks, for months. Once we are in front of each other, all of that collapses into kituka for both of us 12 minutes max. Tuseme we all have 4-minute rounds, 3 rounds, 12, and that's it. And once we are done, your material siezi perform elsewhere. It's done. Imeisha hivo. I cannot use that material elsewhere. Thinking about that is so insane. So insane. And that 12 minutes, sometimes hata less, ndio the world inaona, haitaona the rehearsals, the stress ya kuandika, editing your material, prepping, traveling. First round it's on you, dakika zako 2 ama 3 ama 4, done, next on me, hivyo. And that's it. But unasema peer professional fighters, having to put yourself in that state, you're fighting an enemy. So tunaweza peana recommendations for our 20th Sanaa kwa Sanaa Sunday Sessions playlist. Let them come through. Kama mko na ngoma za motherhood, zikuje kwa sana. As we wrap this up, hey, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Bana sema recommendation yangu utacheka. What joke is this you're about to deliver? Hii ni joke gani tafadhali? Acha nianze kuexpect redemption kutoka Viva na DMB. Hapa nikana to set up. Be setting us up. Abe was right. Indeed, nimecheka. Ay, I'm telling you. Nice. Sikuwa nakumbuka hiyo ngoma actually. DMB sikuwa naikumbuka. Alia nikifikiria ngoma za motherhood, and I even featured it kwa mziki ya wiki, week 2 ya mziki ya wiki. Today was week 88. 86 weeks later since ni feature hiyo ngoma. Na DMB na Viva tutafute subscribers wa channel. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers. Itakuwa a whole another trip before we get to 4,000 watch hours, but we can at least start with 1,000 subscribers, then tufikie the other hours, tuanze kuunda pesa, tuache kufanya kazi tunafanya, tuache kuhate on artists. Become more gentle once we get to a stage where we're getting money from YouTube. For now, we are very angry at life and things, so hatuwezi penda wasanii. So ndio tuanze kupenda wasanii, we need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So push injili, skuma injili. Chukua simu za mabeste wenu, ndeni YouTube, Sanaa kwa Sanaa, subscribe, do the thing, do the Lord's work. Do the Lord's work. Sasa tuko at 505 subscribers, so shukran to Viva for being here, na Abe handle to join wa kwanza bana, niko grateful sana 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 sana. At least Abe bado hajatu block. You can now go and give the feedback to the team in peace. Mtu wetu wa team Kenya. So let's take these recommendations and close this up. Abe ameanza na nakwambia, the disrespect. Hata ajui jina hiyo ngoma na venye Abe anakuanga. Ajui jina ya ngoma. Hivi ndo maana this is the reason, this is the same way unaambia wasanii how their bodies of work, how instrumentalists and vocalists carried them. This is the same way. This is the same manner. Fancy Fingers featuring Della, Party ya Della, the disrespect. Anasema OG of Little Faith, the disrespect. Na ajui jina hiyo ngoma. It's called Daddy Issues of Further Studies ya Fancy Fingers ya last year. Tuli-review, check it out. Tuli-review, kuna review on YouTube, niko na Viva, interesting. Na Kafura, whom we also reviewed with Friday Feeling ya Chimano. Tulifanya hiyo review last week. It's coming through. Sikufanya recap nikianza. Hatukuwa na any activities this past 2 weeks since to share review ya Invisible Currency ya Calligraph Jones yenye Abe alikuwa na akachoma picha. Hata Abe, bado ni poa, we are losing you. Enda ukuwe famous and prosper kwa other categories of life tafadhali, because wewe na Roger mnachomanga picha kwa hizi videos. You're just dissing corporations right, left and center. We can't even get sponsorships. We are struggling to get subscribers. Hizi tabia zenu mbaya. So Invisible Currency was our final review on the channel, which is now we are at 335 videos in total. After that, we just had a live last week yenye nilikuwa peke yangu, and hiyo last week tulikuwa tumekuwa na a 2-day shoot. We were working on 10 reviews. I have finished 6 of them. Yachimano was the 6th. That was the 6th. Zinakuja hii wiki. The first 5 hopefully hii wiki. So but nilikuwa nasema Yachimano was the last one that we did. Friday Feeling, the song to review na Viva na Kafura. Then Fancy Fingers na hao pia, but kuna an IG review yenye iko na Abe na Kakusha. So that was Daddy Issues. And then DMB alisema indo kenye nilikuwa na refer to earlier, nikisema nilificha kwa mziki ya wiki. Umetaja ngoma za motherhood. First to come in mind ni Soul Purpose ya Achieng. So in fact the song ni ngoma ya Fadhili Itulia featuring Achieng, Soul Purpose. Mwanangu in brackets Soul Purpose. My soul purpose, my purpose to you, and my soul purpose to you is to love you. And I've even mentioned that song time tulikuwa tunaongelea unique song concepts, so that is one that I brought out. Now it came out beautifully, just both of them being parents na sharing their experiences of parenthood. Ilikuwa fiti kusikia such a song. That's Fadhili and Achieng. And I also wanted African songs, but ni sawa tushapeana ngoma za Kenya. I really wanted African songs. Iba nasema kwanza leo Twitter nimeona watu wakisifu performance ya Kardinali jana. Just go watch it, tutacheka. Oh, hiyo show ya nani? MNE, the one that Rema was performing, because I saw the poster. Why would I go watch that performance, Abe? Na ushaniambia how the performance is. Why? Na tunajua how their performances inakuanga. Why? Mbona nijipeleke to that state na space? Nimewashow mara kadhaa hapa tukifanya reviews, tukidiscuss after our reviews or before. Usitrust wa Kenya. I said the same thing kuhusu Shin City. Nilikuwa na Abe na Irauka nikaambia msitrust wa Kenya, pia nikaisema on live here after hiyo show ili happen. Siamini wa Kenya. Acha convince Roger aione. Then akuja niambie. So isn't the only songs that we have. Then Abe amesema Della carried that song and you know it. I reacted to the song. In fact, that same week ndio nilikuwa na react ya Rumba Toto ya Fancy Fingers. Zilikuwa zina build up to release ya album yake. I also reviewed Bensol, Nanviri, Samabani, and one more song. Sikumbuki ni gani. So nilifanya 4 reaction. Possibly Calicatel. I could be wrong. So check out that reaction video ya Daddy Issues. Then Abe ameongeza Mama Lishia ya Dofon. So niweke hapo. Some spoken word. Nasema disclaimer, not the biggest fan of that, but it's the only one I can think of. I think that's it. Nilikuwa na nyimbo kadhaa upande wangu. Nilipeleka bara la Afrika, because nilikuwa katika hii list ikwe songs from the rest of the continent, because last week we did a throwback edition. Check that playlist out on Spotify, on Apple too, on YouTube utapata the full experience. Kuna some songs kwa hiyo playlist that haziko on Spotify or Apple, but ilikuwa a throwback edition thanks to Babo na Washira. Kwanza Shira alitupatia ngoma nyingi. It's the lengthiest playlist we have thus far. Very very ilikuwa na ngoma kibao. The Keishakas, Dij, TID, Prezo, Isa, Nameless, Hardstone, Harikimani, Black Do, Alahola, King Georges, Bamboo, Millie Peana Tattoo na Wawesh, Linda. Hizo tu ni the throwback songs that nime feature and nimetaja, but it's the longest playlist yet. So tukasema we'll make the following week an African playlist. I have songs za Babo, Lucky Dube, Iwon Chaka Chaka, lakini I'll have to carry them forward because leo tunaangazia nyimbo za motherhood, so tutai carry forward once again. Mama You Okay Now lyrics, that's my official recommendation. Eba nasema search hiyo utapata. Are you sure? Let's see. Acha nitafute then tutoke hapa. An hour and 46 minutes tumekaa. It's only 1 a.m. It's only 1 a.m. Mapema sana. Diambia una an African song kuhusu nini? Motherhood. Bana. It had to be Nasty C, eh? The song is called You Okay. Is Viva sleep chatting, sleep texting? It's from Bad Hair. Nasty C, You Okay. To the late mother. Viva, are you sleep texting? So fancy fingers Nadella, daddy issues. Dofan mamalishia, Nasty C, You Okay, mwanangu ya Fadhili na Acheng. I have 3. One of those ni Prince Nico Mbaga, Sweet Mother. The second ni Miriam Makeba, Kauleza. Ya mwisho ni Kajanin Mama. Hizi playlists zako available on niaje Kim, nakuja tukimaliza, zitakuwa available on YouTube, where most likely utapata all the songs because that's how YouTube operates. Utapata ngoma zote huko. Then Spotify na Apple. Deezer waliamua watembeze miguu nje ya Kenya, so tutabaki vivyo hivyo, but shukran sana. Hizo ni nyimbo 7. Asante kwa kuspend time yako with us for another Sanaa kwa Sana Sunday session yenye tumediscuss Black Boy Joy performance showcase by Gufy yenye ilifanyika last week on 1st of May 2022 at the Kenya National Theatre. Alisema wanawakia a second edition in September or October, so kauko ya kwanza, you can look forward to attending that one. Purpose to attend that one if you'll be alive, if Gufy and the team will be alive, so look forward to that if the show will happen. Viva nasema the cat, I had passed out. Nilishuku Viva alikuwa amepass out for some reason. Nimeona amekaa hapa hivi na hajaongea. It also happened one time tukiwa hapa na Karim na Babu. Ili happen ya K9. Tumeenda, tumemtaja aongei. Nikamwenjoy ana take notes. And then Babu akasema K9 amepass out na amelala. So tuli find out that is exactly what had happened. Vile nimesema, look forward to 10 reviews this coming week. Mtutafutie subscribers. So Viva now that tumeamka, tutafutieni subscribers. Chukueni masimu za mabeste zenu, endeni YouTube Sanaa kwa Sana, finya subscribe. Tashukuru sana. 1k subscribers and your mission by the end of the year. Tuko at 505. This coming week, look forward to possibly 5 reviews. And then the other 5 maybe a wiki ingine, depending on when I finish the remaining 4. And time tazi upload na nizi share. But look forward to those. Yachimano is one of those. And Yasavara pia is amongst them. The rest I'll let you find out. Also, the artist I played nikianzai live is also among them. So nimepeana 3 away. Na kwa article ya leo on the blog nilisema if you check out last week's article you can know the others. So with that you can know what reviews zinakuja. But look forward to that. Shukran for being here. Asante pia for supporting the channel in any capacity that you have thus far. Hadi point tumefika to 505 subscribers. Niko grateful sana. Tuchekiane wiki ijayo for another Sunday session. Tutajua what to discuss when that time cometh. Na Viva, unaweza tupatia ngoma. You can give us a song. Kama uko na ngoma ya motherhood, Kenyan or African sana sana. Tuko na 4 za Afrika tayari. So kama unaweza tuko na 3. Kama unaweza ongeza ingine ya the rest of the continent. Hata Kim, do you know any African song that talks about motherhood? If so, tell it to us. Tuna create a playlist, which is something sifanya every day at the end of these live sessions. We create a playlist together, mostly a compilation. We give song recommendations and make a playlist out of those recommendations. Ya leo nilikuwa nataka ikue songs kuhusu motherhood. So if you have one, hata Viva ameisema, and najua Abe kwenye yuko, you should feel embarrassed that hujasema ngoma ya your favorite Kenyan musician of all time until Viva ameisema. Shame on you. Thank you, Viva. One of the most streamed Kenyan acts of 2022. That's Otile Brown. Ngoma inayoitwa Mama. Shukran, Viva. Shukran sana. Iba kumuuliza sura yako mzuri mama in account. Of course, I wanna know the answer to that. No pressure, Kim, no pressure, man. So, that will close this for today. Daddy Issues, Della, na Fancy Fingers, Mama Lichia ya Dofa, Nasty See You Okay, Fadhili na Chieng, Mwanangu, aka Soul Papas, Prince Nikombaga, Sweet Mother, Kauleza ya Miriam Makeba, na Mama ya Kajanin. And that will be our playlist of today. Shukran kwa mara ingine. Ya Kenya ina load for our other song for Mama. Song for Mama B2M. Hata sasa mikuwe Kenya na actually it can be sana hapo pande wa Afrika ndo tunataka. Hapo kwa Afrika ndio tunataka. But sasa the nini, that would be outside of our parameters za operation. Utakuwa kama babu useme they are African Americans. Africans in the diaspora, as Babu said, kus Chronics wakiona DMB hapo wakipenda support. Tupatie kutoka bara la Afrika. Kuna pressure, man. a person of culture you are. Ibn Otile Brown. Haya, tutafunga hii session. Tumekaa hapa for 1 hour 55 minutes, now 56 minutes. Tuonane wiki ijayo. As I've stated, the playlist itakuwa available on YouTube, Spotify na Apple. YouTube, check out the other playlists too, as well kwa the other platforms, utazipata zote. This has been the 20th playlist that tumeunda. There's so many playlists, check them out. And with that, tuonane wiki ijayo. Shukran Abe for staying. It's 1 AM, ni mapema, at least tuko within range yako bado ya kulala. Kim, asante for passing by tukikamilisha hii story. Shukran sana to Viva mwenye alikuwa hapa na sisi mtu wa kwanza nikianza. Shukran to DMB mwenye amecome through kwa mara ingine kwa hizi live sessions. Shukran to Yvonne Kuria who passed by. Shukran to Keitisa. Shukran to Babo as well na Nairobi Sonic. And we shall see each other wiki ijayo, hopefully. Kuwa na asubuhi njema, kuwa na wiki njema, tuchekiane. Ututafutie subscribers, that is your responsibility. Thank you very much. And with that, we'll sign out in the way we always do before tutoke hapa. But shukran.
Time is calling, so it's written down. But the pages of my face have been torn apart. So I sit and watch the clock and move my hands, though I rise so young. How old have I become? At dawn I watch the sun laugh out loud and turn the scrolls. They say my time has come. A long way down, I'll be all alone. I don't know what to say, but move my hands and watch it close. Now that I must walk this way, turn me away as the light burns my face. A disaster bestows its selfish hands. I'll embrace what is foreseen as my eyes wear out this path crafted in somber and drought. From the dust I pray to sprout. From the dust I pray to sprout. From the dust I pray to sprout again. From the dust I pray to sprout again.
Siko surprised Babu amerudi sai. Na tushamaliza. I saw that coming. The first song that opened this session nilisema we have reviewed their work, ilikuwa The Healing ya Trabuli na Akili Black. Maliza Roho, their album, that review is coming through. Kisha this last one, napendanga watu wakigia hizi songs, but najua the people I'm dealing with in this country. This is an alternative rock band wanaitwa Dead Skin Remedy. This is a song by them called On Death and Dying. And with that, we shall see each other whenever that shall happen. Thank you once again for your time.